In conversations with investment committee members of foundations and endowments, one of the topics which we regularly discuss is alternative investments, specifically the impact of adding them to their organization's portfolio. In this short video, we'll touch on that subject and use a few examples using funds found in the GMR database. So why would an organization consider investing in alts? The main reason is diversification. Alts often provide an opportunity to add yield while reducing the volatility of a portfolio. With the rapid growth of the alternative investment options, investors now have a greater choice of investment strategies to choose from. Now, although the alternative space has evolved, challenges still do exist. Investment committee members may find that liquidity may vary from traditional products, and an organization's investment policy may have restrictions on non-traditional products. Above all, in our discussions with investors, the lack of knowledge around alternative strategies seems to be the biggest hurdle which keeps organizations from adding alts to their portfolio. In our example today, we're using the GMR Balanced Fund universe and this typical risk-return scatter graph. Our goal is to show the result of blending a historical return stream of a traditional portfolio with an alternative fund. We'll call that a what-if scenario. Our sample portfolio in this chart is an actual balanced fund found in the GMR database, which has a 60% equity, 40% fixed income asset mix. This fund has produced a 5-year annualized return of 7.78% and has a standard deviation of 9.57. In scenario 1, we chose a fund from our private debt universe. It's the Espresso Venture Trust. If we blend the sample fund with a 10% allocation to this alt, you can see that the return would have risen slightly while the portfolio's volatility dropped significantly. If we did the same exercise using the Canoe Energy Alpha Fund from our equity-focused universe, now the return jumps dramatically while maintaining a similar level of volatility. By blending either of these alternative products with a traditional fund, in both scenarios the result was the same, a higher return with a lower standard deviation. Now, it's important to clarify that we picked these two funds specifically for this exercise. There are a number of alternative funds that could have the same effect on portfolios. Others may not have the same benefits. So if we translate these returns into dollar values, using this $50 million portfolio as an example, here's what we would see. The traditional fund would have generated a return of just under $3.9 million over a 5-year period. The two scenarios that we just walked through would have added an additional $100,000 and $1.1 million respectively above and beyond the traditional strategy, all while reducing the portfolio's standard deviation. So if you're curious about alts, but not sure where to start, the information on funds available to Canadian institutional investors is widely available from our website. In fact, the January report can now be found there now. If you'd like to learn more about our experience working with organizations who've enhanced their portfolios using alternatives, or would like a deep dive into a specific alternative strategy, reach us at info@gmr.ca. Thanks for watching.